Buying real estate made me go broke. Wholesaling real estate made me $100,000 last month. Let me explain. Wholesaling real estate is a little known secret in the real estate industry that people can go and make 20, 30, 40, 50, even $100,000 in one single month. And I'm gonna show you how. My name is Andrew Kraft. I've been a real estate investor and wholesaling for about 3 years now. I've flipped over 100 houses. I've done over $25 million in real estate transactions year to date. And I'm here to teach you how to do the same. I, over the last 3 years, have developed all of the systems, processes, and strategies to be able to flip multiple homes every single month and generate over 100K per month consistently. I want to show you guys how you're going to be able to flip homes virtually, nationwide, without using any of your own money, and being able to find homes at a huge discount and being able to go to those homeowners, negotiate them at 60, 70, and 80% of the purchase price, and be able to sell those to retail buyers at 100% of retail value. And that is what I'm going to show you guys today. I want to explain to you guys how I first got into this. So 3 years ago, I had bought an $8,000 course from some guy that I had met on the phone, right? He told me, hey, you can make $16,000, no problem, within your first 30 days. I totally did not believe him. But as I started to research wholesaling more and more, I saw a lot of success stories. And so I became very intrigued. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out for me, but I knew that if other people were able to do it and I put everything I had into it, that I could do it too. So what I did was I purchased this course and I took a deep dive, nonstop, 8 hours a day for about 30 days. And finally, I had gotten the concept of real estate. I had never purchased a home before, knew nothing about real estate. Within the first 60 days, I was actually able to make $24,000 and flip my first house here in Phoenix, Arizona. After that, I had the confidence. I knew I could start hiring cold callers, start pulling data from, foreclosures, inherited properties, all these different things to start cold calling them. I developed a cold call team where I had 4 cold callers that were each making 1,000 dials per person per day. So we were making 4,000 dials per day. In my first year, I ended up making $150,000 cash. And any year prior to that, I had made maybe $50,000. This is something that I realized that I had found out the secret to, making money in the real estate industry. And it's something that I want to share with you guys. This has made a huge impact in my life. It's been life-changing. I went from making, $3,000-$4,000 a month to now making $100,000 in one single month. I want to teach you guys how you guys can do the same thing without having to spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 purchasing a house and then spending 20, 30, 40 grand on rehab and repairs and doing all these things that you don't understand. The greatest thing that I did to get into this industry was getting a mentor. Having a mentor changed the game for me, right? Spending the money to invest into my education was what led me to where I am today. I have spent over $100,000 on mentorships and courses. And through that time, I've been able to figure out in what I believe is the greatest way to wholesale houses. Not only is it just the strategy, but it's the systems, the processes, finding people to actually help scale your business. And those are the things that I want to share with you guys today. So what worked for me in 2021 does not work the same in 2024. Let me explain. What we did in 2021, we did an all-out blitz on cold calling. We were doing 4,000 calls per day with 4 different cold callers. We were sending about 30,000 ringless voicemails per month, and we were sending out 30,000 texts every single month on top of that. We were generating so many leads because there was such a low inventory. Interest rates were at an all-time low. They were between 2 and 3%. Everybody was buying. I was selling houses within 3 hours of locking them up. So when I say that what happened in 2021 doesn't work in 2024, the marketing strategies have changed, right? The buying power has changed. There's a lot less cash in the market today than there was when interest rates were 2 and 3%. And people are waiting for a wave of foreclosures, for interest rates to drop in 2024. There's going to be a massive collapse in the financial financial system. And so this is what all the hedge funds recognize. And so that's why they're sitting on the sidelines with hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to deploy into real estate in 2024. That's why right now is one of the greatest times to be in real estate. I firmly believe that prices are going to skyrocket and the demand for real estate is going to go up right when interest rates drop. And so that's what we're waiting on right now. But when you look at what has happened in 2021, you have all these laws coming in for texting, phone calls, that you can't just go and call people on the do not call list that don't want to be called, because then you might end up getting sued. And so there's a reason that I have perfected what I've been doing, and we mainly focus on inbound leads. So we're focusing on Google ads, we're focusing on Facebook ads, we're focusing on TikTok and YouTube. And those drive in inbound leads, which what we believe today is the hottest leads, the most motivated. They're looking to sell today. You're not just cold outreaching to people who don't want to sell their homes. So that is the number one strategy that has been able to scale us to 100K per month. The next thing is going to be just the way we sell homes, right? So now we're selling homes straight to retail buyers because they want to buy homes at 100% of value. Like I said before, the cash is not in the markets anymore like it was before. So there's just not as much investors, and the investors who are buying at very deep discounts, right? So you want to be able to go and lock up houses at 60, 70, 80%, and you want to be able to sell them for 100% of retail value. And that's exactly what we do. We wholesale houses on the MLS. And that's been the biggest game changer, is having the inbound lead flow to being able to basically bring in these leads and essentially run through a 5-page script that I've developed over the years. I've gone to all of the 8-figure wholesalers and took their scripts and combined them all into one. And now I believe it's firmly the best script in the industry. And anyone who comes and works in my company, they're able to lock up deals at a 60 to 80K spread. Meaning if the home is worth $200,000, we're purchasing that home between $120,000 and $140,000. Now, being nationwide, we are dealing with houses all over the country, right? So how I do it is I'm in the top 1,500 cities in the country with the lowest days on market. And what we're targeting is 60 days on market or less, right? And the whole point of that is because if I know that if I get a house under contract, right, and I am able to flip that house in 60 days, then I'm having my cash conversion cycle is going to be every 60 days I'm getting paid. Right now, Phoenix is at a 4-month cycle, right? So they have 120 days on market. That means that if I get a house locked up, there's a good chance I might not be able to sell it for 4 months. So we want to stay out of those markets and stay in the markets with the lowest days on market, which increases our cash conversion cycle. The next thing we want to do is you want to stay at a price point right above $300,000. If you're able to do that, then you're able to make a higher assignment fee or profit per deal, right? So you'll have a much easier time getting someone down from $500,000 to $400,000 versus someone from $200,000 to $100,000 on their house, right? So that's the biggest thing, is understanding these key metrics that are going to be able to allow you to scale your business and be able to flip more homes, right? And a lot of people are saying, well, I don't know anything about real estate, right? And I would love to get into real estate. This is going to be for people who are just starting out and have no idea what they're doing. We teach you about the terminology, about the process of purchasing a home, everything A to Z in real estate, so that you can understand how it works, the title agencies, go through all the contracts and figure out how to talk to agents, how to talk to attorneys, how to talk to, appraisers, inspectors. These are all things that we go over with you guys so that you guys have every tool in your toolbox to go out there. And whether you're just looking to wholesale houses, maybe you're looking to fix and flip houses, maybe you're looking to just buy houses for an investment portfolio, this is for all of you. Essentially, being able to find motivated sellers and lock up houses and then decide what kind of exit strategy you want to deal with is completely up to you. In my company, we use up to 7 different exit strategies, right? From creative finance to fix and flip to wholesale to wholetail to different kinds of rentals to lease options. There's so many different ways that you can make money in this industry, that once you figure out that you can do pretty much anything you want with these homes, then that's when you have the true power and you're able to make a ton of money. And you have to use the power of the deal structure to basically go through and figure out what these homeowners need and how you can help assist them. And in turn, when you help people out, you are able to make a bigger profit. And that's what I've found. And so we go through a master closer script where you guys are able to see our 5-page process of being able to walk homeowners down, right? So we go into basically the pre-qualifying questions, just gathering information about the home. And then what we do is we explain who we are, what we do, right? We purchase homes cash. We buy the homes as is. There's no realtor fees, no commissions, nothing like that, right? And then we ask for what is their bottom line. So that's kind of our first initial asking point is, okay, how low are you willing to go on this, right? Then I'm starting to ask multiple questions. You know, how much are homes going for the area? I want to understand how much do they know about real estate so that when I start bringing them down on low price anchoring, are they going to have a ton of rebuttals, right? And so going through that, I start to talk about the rehab needed within the house, right? So we're going through asking about the roof, the condition of the flooring, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the HVAC system, all of these different items. And I basically have a rehab sheet that I have all of my closers have. And so they're able to walk the seller through what is needed in the property and mark that down, right? So for example, if it needs a new roof, that's going to be $15,000. If it needs a new kitchen, that's going to be $15,000. If it needs new bathrooms, you know, a medium-sized bathroom is going to typically cost around $8,000. By the end of that call, if we're redoing an entire 1,500 square foot home, you're probably sitting at about $50,000 in repairs, right? So I'm able to walk them through that. Now, there's a difference between repairs and the home needed to be rehabbed. And that's what I explain to my closers is that it's just because it needs to be updated does not mean that it's a repair, but it helps bring down the price on the seller so that you're able to get a deeper discount on the home, right? And that's the whole goal, is to be able to purchase homes at a discount. Most of the sellers we're dealing with are foreclosures, divorces, inherited, you know, some sort of financial problems, bankruptcy, whatever the case might be. These people are super motivated and they want to sell today to you. And how, you know, we build a know-like trust factor in them is we do everything through a video sales letter. So before they even get on the phone with us, they're able to see a full 5-minute video of me speaking and explaining our process and how we purchase homes cash as is, and we're able to close in 30 to 60 days. And so I go through that entire process with them before they even get on the phone. So when I do get on the phone with them, they already feel comfortable with our process and they already have a good understanding of that. That is a huge misconception in this industry. Most people are doing cold call leads. They're having to wait 30 to 60 days for these people to even, you know, think about selling to them. And then at the end of the day, they're not able to get them down on the wiggle room to get a decent price on the home because they don't know, like, and trust you. Once you get the know, like, trust factor, it's much easier to get a better price on the home. And the reason being is because they want to know and trust in the fact that they're selling their most expensive asset in their entire life. And they want to make sure that they're doing business with the right people. And so that is what we preach in our company, is we want to make sure that we take care of the clients. This is very, very important to me. I want to be sure, just because this is, you know, other people's livelihoods that we're dealing with, that we want to be sure that we do a good job for them, right? If we're going to go and lock up someone's house and flip it to a retail buyer, I got to make sure that there's margin in there and that we're going to be able to do it on the right timeline, right? And so what I'm able to do is, big part of it is running comparables, right? And so we run comps on these houses and we figure out what is the value of this home, right? So we use a lot of different softwares. Mainly we use PropStream, which is like basically like a nationwide MLS system that helps run comparables. It helps us look at the mortgage on the house. Maybe we can see the interest rates. We can see if there's any defaults, bankruptcy, liens, any kind of back taxes. It has all that information provided in that software. So it's something that we use every day in our business. Then we go through Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, all of these different websites that help us to figure out what is the value of that asset, right? So we're going to look at all these different things that are going to help us figure out what the value of the asset is. And then we're going to go back to to the homeowners and we're going to bring some comparables, and typically they're going to be lower comparables, right? They might be homes that are maybe in a little bit worse shape. And so we're able to do that to help price drop home sellers, right? And so we bring up some of the lower comps that have been sold to investors. And so instantly they understand, okay, there's homes being sold for less. Why? Because they're cash as is sales. And so we want to bring up all of that to them once we run our comps, okay? So these are multiple factors where we're price dropping them based off the different situations they're in and understanding their timeline to sell, right? Because if they're in financial distress, if they're in, a tired landlord, whatever the case might be, they want to sell. They might be asking for a higher price, but there's a difference between what they want and what they need. And so that's why the deal structuring comes through. And what we do is we try to figure out what it is they need to walk away with once they sell the property, okay? And we had an example earlier this morning where a gentleman needed to purchase a new home for $350,000 and he wanted to walk away with $65,000 in his pocket. Once I figured out the numbers, he ended up wanting like $100,000 more than what he really needed. And so I explained to him how much it would cost to put down the 10 or 15% for the $350,000 home, and then walking him down to being able to put the 65 grand into his pocket. And we were able to get $100,000 off that single house just because I explained to him what he actually needed in his pocket, which was very important. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can be doing to basically walk the sellers down from their high purchase price to something that's very reasonable, 60, 70, 80%, where then you can go and make $20, $30, $40,000 on one single deal. And so this is what I'm putting together in my training for you guys, is how to walk the sellers down through this 5-page script. Another thing that we do in our business that's been a game changer is just our systems and our processes. Right now, we use a CRM that's allowed us to scale to 150 to 180 calls per person. We're able to send out 500 texts per person per day and 500 emails per person per day. So that has really skyrocketed our productivity because we're able to do bulk email, bulk text, and we're able to power dial through hundreds of leads per day, which then increases the amount of offers we give and the amount of contracts we're able to lock up in one single day. Just in the last 7 days, I've been able to lock up 5 contracts just myself by utilizing this system. So when I say that systems and processes are very important in your business, they're everything. And so you want to be able to automate workflows and keep people in pipelines and make sure you're organized and structured so that you're able to do as many deals as possible, give as many offers, and make as much money as possible, right? We also do different things where we integrate our purchase agreements into our CRM, where before it used to take me 20 to 30 minutes to write a contract. Now it takes me less than 30 seconds. So there's certain things that you can be doing to integrate systems into your business to skyrocket your success. Basically, an overview of how the business works, right, is we'll run the ads, right? Google, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it might be. We run them through the video sales letter. Then once the lead comes in to the website, we run them through a 12-point questionnaire where it asks how much, what's the address of the property, what's your name, email address, when are you looking to sell your home, does it have any repairs, what's the reason for selling, various different questions that really pre-qualifies the lead. By the time it gets to me, it's already very, very warm and qualified, right? We're able to close 1 in 15 leads, and we're able to generate anywhere from, on average, $22,000 to $32,000 profit per deal. So when you look at the systems in place, marketing, sales, dispositions, transaction coordination, the different aspects of the business, you want to have everything dialed in so that you can make sure that you're fully automated to run your business. I'm going to be able to handhold you guys through the entire process. And so this is why you guys need mentorship, someone who's been there, done that, and has a very good understanding, who's made the mistakes, who's spent the money to get to the point where they're making multiple 6 figures in one single month, right? And so for me, it's always been how much more can I learn? How much more can I implement in my business? Once those leads go through our system and they get into our CRM, we are instantly calling those leads, preferably within 5 minutes, right? Now, we do have an automated text message that does come out, and it'll be something like this. Hey, it's Andrew from Elevate Homes. Saw you're looking to sell your home. Wondering if you could shoot over some photos to either my email or my phone number. Obviously, provide your email. Also, check out our website here. Provide the website. So that's going to build more like no trust factor in them, and they know that we're instantly responding to them. They want to know that they're selling their home to someone who's very responsive and trustworthy, right? So we want to make sure we want to call these leads within 5 minutes. And then after that, we're going to go into a deep dive of, the master script and go into exactly what we need to evaluate the home, and then walk them down to the point we can get it to a reasonable price, lock them up. And then what we're going to do is move down the pipeline to where we gather all the information needed about the property, as far as, is there been any damage to the property in the last couple years? Has there been any, additions? What is needed for the property to be livable if it's not already in pristine condition, of course. And so it doesn't matter if the home is in bad shape or it's in good shape. All the houses that we've sold over the last couple years have been a range from, bulldozers to absolutely pristine houses. And so it doesn't matter. It's about getting the house for the right price, locking it up, and then being able to sell it to a retail buyer. And sometimes we do just sell to investors. It just depends on the certain situation. And so after that, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we start our marketing processes by, listing it on the MLS, making sure we're pulling our cash buyers, and then starting to market through all these different channels. We'll put it on Craigslist, we'll put it on Facebook, and then we'll figure out what is the best way, market that property in that specific area based off of the population. Now, a big thing when you're wholesaling nationwide virtually is making sure that whatever market you're in is at a reasonable days on market. How we're going to do that is we're going to look at how many homes are for sale, how many homes have been sold in the last 90 days, and we're basically going to divide those two numbers. It's going to give you a percentage, and then you're going to times that by 90, and that's going to give you your days on market. We'll go over that more later. But essentially, you want to be at 60 days on market or less so that your cash conversion cycle is very fast. All of the top wholesalers in the industry know that cash conversion is key, right? As well as the price point on the homes. So staying above 300 or 400,000 on a purchase price, you're going to get a much larger profit per deal. I want to be able to walk you guys through what I believe is one of the greatest programs in wholesale real estate. I want to change the game in wholesale real estate and show you guys that anybody can do what I'm doing. It's just stepping up to the plate, investing in yourself, learning everything you can, and then actually doing the work. And I promise you, if this is something you apply yourself, you can start making money within the first 60 to 90 days. It's just literally doing the work. And so I'm going to show you guys how we are able to go through our CRM and step by step bring our leads from point A to point B, which is, getting them under contract to getting it sold and making a fat spread.